doesn't, if it's safe, just so somebody can come look at him and he doesn't run to the other side of the paddock and all that. So, and she said he doesn't like anybody. I said, well, I'll just see if
Is
it's
it that
safe.
Is it that he doesn't like anybody, or he doesn't think anybody is a leader?
That, exactly. And I'm not a horse trainer. I've had horses. My horses are all broke. So it's interesting because somebody put on Facebook, I ramble like to try to articulate this to my non-horse friends, but it was Brittany Eicher put, if you can ride your own horse, you're a good team. If you can ride any horse, you're a good rider, or a great rider, something like that. But I feel like that's me. I've had horses, but they've always been broke. And I took lessons, I learned how to ride them, and off I go. So
it's pretty hard to create knowledge from a vacuum.
yes.
And if you've never been exposed to a thing, it would be just as foreign to you as nuclear physics.
Yes. And I've never been around colts.
So the thing is he's old enough now, he's no longer a colt. He's a full-grown horse, and he's learned to live the way he's learned to live. Horses are herd animals, and they survive by having a leader and coexistence with the other horses in their herd. When you take them out of that environment, you become the herd. And if they have a trouble and you don't know how to help them with that trouble, they will find a solution on their own, and they will very quickly become the alpha.
Can I say something real quick? So I did a little bit of groundwork for 10 months. I was waiting for Matt Zimmerman because I was new here at the time too, and I didn't know the trainer.
Matt's good.
He's very good. I waited 10 months. I took Bo to Matt. Matt had him, and I love Matt and Stacy. And he restarted him, got him going. His ability to ride and I guess he was broke. He was broke and he was colt started, but for the kind of ride I do, where it's a little slower on the trail, I need both thinking things through a little bit slower, I guess kind of calmer. Bo was always a little bit anxious. And then he went to mountain training in Mount Shasta with my friend and trainer, and he did great. With Matt Zimmerman, colt starting, and Ruth, great. I came back. I don't want to send him to California with Mount Shasta. I love Ruth. I don't want to keep going back there. I want to come here. Elaine Brickle, I asked her because I know her and Matt a little bit, and I said, who can I take him to that's not going to push him, but that can get him out and kind of slow him down, get him to relax, because he's fine. He's relaxed at home. It's when he goes places. And she said Shelby Ketchum, who I also love. He was with Shelby. He did not do well, and he had a year between Mount Shasta, great, I rode him everywhere, to here. Started with Shelby in January. By September, and I waited and I'm very open with her, and I like her a lot. He was a nervous wreck like he'd never been, and I said, we gotta do something different, or I'm gonna have to pull him. And so I brought him back. I was in talks with Michelle, because I knew Michelle from a friend, and just said, hey, this is what's happening. But he was kind of calmer when he first got here, but then he goes back. So he's had a year off.
Well, it's like
and so that's what I just want to say.
Most horses, are really, really, really good until you ask them to do something they don't know how to do. Then they revert to pre-programmed life skills. And if we could teach him to be soft, quiet, and relaxed and control his emotions, then something new would just be another thing. But until they learn how to learn what they learn how to do, is survive. And it's nobody's fault. The names that you mentioned are all very, very handy, good trainers.
Yeah.
At my facility, I work with the mind to get to the feet, and that's why I recommend you read Tom Dorrance' book True Unity and Ray Hunt's book Harmony with Horses. And when you get through those two books, you go buy another cup of coffee and you can explain them to me. I've been studying them my whole life. And then Bill Dorrance had a brother, or Tom Dorrance had a brother named Bill. And Bill Dorrance was every bit as handy as Tom. And Bill wrote a book also. But that book is for after you read the other two. If you only have 3 books in your library, those are the ones to get, and they'll be on video. And
You said that in the video, which book? Or should I write them down?
no,
I'm gonna
they'll
make
be.
sure.
I just said them, and they're on.
Okay.
They're on tape. We
I
just
can send
recorded them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same tools that you're using, because I want to make this. Most of the time, a farm call is nothing more than putting a Band-Aid on a bullet hole. It's, I can't get my horse in the trailer. You go load him. I can't get my horse to stand still. You get him to stand still. But the real learning's going to take place when you're here, just you and your horse, and there's no witnesses.
Yeah.
So if I could get you guys, all 3 of you, to go stand with your backs against that fence over there, because this camera, this tracker I'm using is really, really stupid.
Yep, it's tracking us.
I have a Pivo, but
Oh, yeah.
I didn't bring it.
That's okay.
And I didn't bring a microphone either. And I'm going to get this thing to look at me
There you go.
and follow me over here. Now, I may or may not talk. If I talk, what I want this horse to do is exactly that. I want his mind to tell his body what to do. Right there. If you get this good enough, you'll plus your turnarounds. Now I'm going to rub him on the jaw. That's an endorphin trigger. It releases dopamine into his brain. I want to see if I can get him to go into a coma. Because I'm going to get bigger here in a minute. I'm absolutely going to get bigger. I don't want a flinch, a reaction of any sort. Remember what I said, horses are good at what they know how to do. And then when you expose them to something they don't know how to do, and you haven't taught them how to learn, they'll go back to programmed responses to stimulus. Drop his head and relax. In a horse fight, the tallest horse wins. The lowest horse is the most relaxed and subservient. I don't want him creeping in on me to get comfort. And everything we do on the ground, you can copy sitting on their back. But I want this horse to drop his head. That'll work for a starter. There. And if you've done all this, that's great. I may be using this for a different reason than you did. I want him to drop his head and relax. because I'm going to move him here in a minute. And when we add movement to this, we're going to lose about half of it. Right there, he's pulling on my hand. There. There. Now I'll rub his jaw. You see how he took his head back up?
Mm-hmm.
That's a defensive posture. And this may seem like a really small thing to you, but to him it's everything. I want him to trust me enough to keep his head down here. Now if I was riding him, okay, I have 3 rules when I work with a horse. Rule number 1, they can never touch me for the rest of their life. Comma, but I can touch them anytime I want. And when I touch him from now on, I'm going to expect something from him. I'm either going to touch him and put my finger in his mouth. I'm going to touch his tongue. That relaxed this muscle group right here. Any relaxed muscle group is a starter and it's good. Or I might do this. I'll put my hand up here and drop his head. He doesn't have to back up, but he does have to yield. My second rule is they're not allowed to dictate direction or speed. Right now, we may or may not have speed control with him, but if we're stopped, he needs to be stopped. If we're going, he needs to go. Like a minute ago where he went over there and stopped on his own, we'll not do that. Rule number 3, never chase his face. I say that because it's easier to understand than never chase his thoughts. Horses can only think of one thing at a time. So when this horse looks over there, you're invisible and you no longer exist. And then when you force him to pay attention to you, he's still thinking about that, and you forced him to look at you. Well, that wasn't good if you had to force him to do it. He'd rather be looking over there. He'd rather be getting away. Those are the 3 rules. Those are the only 3 rules I have. I'm going to touch his left jaw. I want his right front foot to step over. When it does, I'll quit. I'm rewarding the try and the thought. If he crosses over, I don't care. But I'd really like for him to reach to the direction of travel. Left jaw, right front foot. Legs. This is my legs today. I'm going to kick him over here till he moves that foot, and I'm going to quit. I'm rewarding the slightest try. I'm building his confidence, and I'm proving to him that he don't have to make 5 laps in here before he gets to rest. All he has to do is follow my feel, read my intentions, and stay calmado. Left jaw, right front foot. Right there, quit. You see how he's going sideways? We need forward motion, and forward motion involves all 4 feet moving at the same speed. If he's going around there haunches out, he's looking for a place to face up and defend himself. If he's going around there shoulders out, he's going around there looking for a place to maybe kick you. So I'm going to get him to make a forward circle. Leg. Leg. Horses don't have any depth perception. So eventually, all I'll have to do is point to that body part and he'll go forward. But there's my leg kicking him. That means go forward. When you ride him, you're going to be glad you can make him go forward off your leg. I'm going to try to do most of my groundwork with my hand behind their eye. Do you know anybody that can ride with their hands in front of their eye?
I'm not following.
Yeah, because it's impossible.
Okay,
So
good.
why would you teach him? There, that's nice. Pick up inside hind leg. Why would you teach him to lead like a bucket calf when what you want him to do is go forward off of your legs, which are way far behind his eye? All I'm going to do with this hand is emulate a snaffle bit or a hackamore. And I'm going to start in front of him, left jaw, right front foot. There it is, quit. Eventually that'll be step to your right and go forward. But until that makes sense to him, every step he takes, if he's not relaxed, he gets more and more and more worried about it. Now I'm not going to steer him. I'm going to put my legs on him. My intentions are go to his right. There's forward. I'm looking right where the cinch goes because he doesn't have any depth perception. I can look at a body part. My intentions are go forward. Now I'm going to change my intentions to stop. And I want him to stop parallel to me. He thinks he has to move. He yielded his hindquarters. That's his only means of stopping. When this colt was born, mother went away from the herd by herself, and she stayed gone for 2 or 3 days. When she introduced this colt back to the herd, this colt could read its mother's intentions. Mare went left, colt went left. Mare went right, colt went right. Mare stopped, colt stopped, on and on and on. As soon as we started halter breaking this horse, we started proving to them that everything they knew had no value. You go when I pull you. You go when I hit you. All I'm doing is working with this horse the same way the mare did. Mare thinks go left. I'm going to reinforce that thought with my snaffle bit. It stepped over. Now the mare says go forward. I'm not going to pull it forward because I want to keep my hands behind its eye so that when you sit on its back, it'll go forward. I'm going to use my leg. This is my leg right now. I'm looking where the cinch goes, and the horse went forward. I did not pull it forward. It's not a bucket calf. I'm going to pick up inside hind leg. That was the correct response. You guys showed it that. You did good. Now I want to rub this horse. You see it squat backwards? When I rub this horse with this flag, my intentions are you stand still so I can pet you. Notice those things. When I picked this flag up, that horse squatted. For a brief instant, it was thinking about going somewhere else. Instead of making that problem dragging me across the arena, I noticed it, I took the pressure off, now I'll bring it back. That's a correct response. The thought is everything. The thought is what moves the feet. It ain't the other way around. You don't run them around in round pen until they're out of air and then say they're gentle. They choose to be gentle because you're a source of comfort. But you are the leader. It's non-negotiable because you will die riding this horse if this horse is running the show. That's a fact. Right jaw, left front foot. It moved, I quit. You guys have a lot of good stuff done on this horse. There. You see how it's going sideways? It's not thinking forward. It's thinking step its shoulder over and square up. I need this horse to think forward. So when you climb on it, it don't just sit there and spin. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
Right jaw, left front foot, leave it alone. Exactly correct response. Looking at the cinch, it stopped. It doesn't have any depth perception, so I thought I will kick you in the belly, and it went forward. Think before you do. I'm going to pick up with my inside hind. I want the inside hind leg. I'm going to pick up and put my thumb in my pocket. One thing you will not see me do, ever, is this. You see him react to that? I've got bridle horses at home that if you do that, they will buck you off because you're so far out of balance, you ought not to be up there anyway. I'm an old man. I don't need these horses of mine being afraid of my tools. See him flinch? That has to go away. How is that going to go away? By doing this a lot. One of these days you're going to be riding her out in this arena and she's going to be riding her little four-wheeler. He better not spook.
Yeah.
Or one of these days she's going to want to pet the little horse and you're in the kitchen or answering the phone and she's just going to wander out here and pet it. You don't want that. But it could happen.
Yep.
Ray said, prepare for the unthinkable and pray to God every morning it doesn't happen. I'm going to touch him. Horses can only take one thing at a time. You'll hear me say that a lot. And no matter what theory you prescribe to, if you don't believe what I just said, get a crossword puzzle, jump out on the interstate, go 70 and work that crossword puzzle. One thought at a time. One thought at a time.
Can I ask a question, Butch?
Yes, ma'am.
When you're having him stop, and I saw you, kind of crouch down. I have looked at his rear end to stop. Maybe not crouch down that much, but stop and then look at his butt. And should I not do that?
I wouldn't.
Can you show me one more time exactly what you're doing?
Sure.
Please?
So I want you to understand, groundwork is preparation for a saddle horse. Unless you're a member of a club that does only groundwork and you're trying to do liberty and things like that. Most of the groundwork you'll ever do is so you can ride your horse, right?
Yes.
We're not going to do a single thing down here on the ground that you can't copy sitting on this horse's back. That will relax this horse because you got one cue for the inside hind leg, and it's the same down here as it is up there. So since I'm not sitting on its back, what I'm going to do to emulate that is I'm going to pick up. If I pick up, that will emulate me pulling that rope to my hip.
I see.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right jaw, left front foot. I want forward. I'm not going to pull him. I'm going to ride him. Use my legs. Now I want him to yield his hindquarters. I'm going to pick up to my hip. I just picked up.
I see.
Out for the shoulder. Up for the hip. Real simple. It's on the video. But pull pressure now. You see how this horse is on alert? Getting there?
Yes.
Pull pressure means come forward. Left and right means back up. I'll explain that here in a second. 2 steps. The first step changes his mind from forward to backward. The second step is for practice. If you're riding this horse, so far we've pulled out to the side for the shoulder. We've picked up for the inside hind leg. And I didn't say hip, I said inside hind leg. If you get good at that, you can just pick up like that. He'll track under, you can let him go straight again. almost like half halts, teaching them half halts. Backing up, you hold the reins, you sit down, you walk backwards in time with his front feet. You don't pull him backwards. But in the beginning, you're going to get in time with his front feet, and your legs and hands are going to go together like this. When you get to refinement, you just sit down and walk backwards. You don't have to move your hand. There's a video of me doing that on one of my videos. That's refinement. So, when I back them up, I don't go up and down. That causes their head to go straight through the air and their back to get hollow, and they drag their front feet. Left and right would be just like you're riding, so let's see if he picks his front feet up. 1, 2. Observe, remember, and compare. The left foot came off the ground completely. The right foot drug about 2 inches or 3 inches before it lifted up. There's still work to do. It's not perfect. It should be just walking backwards. But you guys, this is nice.
Okay.
You've done nice work with this horse.
Okay.
Some horses require things that you haven't done to get things you want to get done. Sometimes you have to do something you've never done to get something you've never got. And I'm not going to tolerate him twitching. I already have in place, I can move his inside hind leg. I already have in place, I can turn his shoulders. I already have in place, I can make him go forward. It's on the video. And I don't have to grind on it for 2 hours to get it. I really like what you guys have gotten done here. It's like you almost made it to the off-ramp, but you ran out of gas, as you can see the sign.
Yeah,
So-
we did.
If things scare this horse, expose him to things.
Yeah.
Pull pressure means come forward. Leave him alone. The answer to his dilemma wasn't going backwards. The answer to his dilemma was that. This is how I introduce him to fly spraying, putting fly masks on, all kinds of things. I'm going to do this again. He didn't go backwards. I'm going to pet him. He balanced. That's not the same thing as going backwards.
Okay.
He doesn't get in trouble for that. You're going to look at this video and you're going to say, well, we already do that. You probably do. Because this horse ain't no bronco. He's just learned some incorrect responses to stimulus. But I am not going to bow to him like a Buddhist monk to get him to move apart. I'm going to ask him. The questions will be simple, and I will reward him when he tries. But I can become a tree really fast.
Yeah.
That's unacceptable. So I'm going to hold him here till he stops. I'm going to put my thumb in his mouth. When the tongue comes to life, I'll take it out. I just made him lick and chew. Lick it and chew it. All that means is a muscle group in the side of their head relaxed. For a horse to bite you, they got to relax that same muscle group. And that's not good behavior.
No.
All them years I buckarooed, I've had horses licking and chewing while they were trying to buck me off. So all it means is we have shown a muscle group how to relax. More important is the thought that goes with that. I want him to go to my left, and I want him to go forward. Good enough. I didn't pull him over there. Legs. Inside hind leg. Inside hind leg. Petting. None of this has to be perfect. What you're looking for more than anything is the thought. Reward the thought. Left and right. If I was riding him, I'd be going like that. There. Leave him alone. Pull pressure. Leave him alone. Yeah. Good. 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 Now you say when you climb on him, he spins round and round and around. I'm going to show you another example of reading my intentions. I'm going to pet him. I'm a tree. There. Give him the pet. I'm a tree. I'm not pulling, I'm holding. Now I'm going to go pet him. Forward. Legs. I want to walk back there to that shoulder without him going backwards. So I'm going to do it with the flag. Then I'm going to go up and do it with my hand. Want him to stand still. Release. 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 You didn't see that too good? But what I wanted him to do was bend over towards me, stay level across the pole, and let me rub his jaw. If I pick up right here, my thoughts are stand still and look at me. I'm teaching him how to read my intentions. He's still thinking he knows the answer, and he doesn't. He knows the answer in the old way. He needs to learn the answer in the new way. I'm looking at that shoulder and I've got my hand up. Until he stands still, I'm going to stay right here. I'm not going to try to stop him. He's going to find his own place to get stopped. There. Quit. Pick up. Pick up. There it is. That's releasing dopamine into his brain when he does that. I stop. You've done this really well, but he's backing crooked. Make him take a step over and stop. From now on, when he stops, his hindquarters swung out, I'm going to step him over and back him up, and then pet him.
Now, Butch,
Yes.
what is the difference? Because that's how I back up. I back up, he backs up. What is the difference between the back and forth, and then when you walk back and he backs up? What are those two used for?
He learns to read your intentions.
So they're both the same.
They're the same.
Okay, I got you.
This is leading with quality. This is sending.
Okay, I got you.
Changed hands. My intentions changed also. But you see how he's yielded that inside hind leg so that he could get the angle on you so he could defend himself?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to step him over. Right jaw. Left jaw, right front foot. Now I'm going to pet him. So from now on, when I lead him, he's either going to stop square or I'm going to adjust that. When you ride him, when he stops, if he stops like that, you step his shoulder over a step, then you pet him.
Okay.
From now on, he doesn't get rewarded for stopping until he stops square.
Square.
Yeah.
Rub that jaw a lot. Endorphins. There. That's working.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to ask him to go forward. Leave him alone. Now I'm going to change my mind to stop. I'm thinking stop. I'm thinking stop. My whole body is screaming stop. I'm teaching this horse to read my intentions. You don't have to panic, freak out, and go fast. If you're paying attention to what I'm thinking, you will realize that what I'm thinking is stand still and relax. We'll wait for him. He thinks this flag means go. There's my leg. Quit. So if I was riding him, I would squeeze him to go. I would sit down and take my legs off. He would stop. I haven't pulled on his face at all. Don't need to. But if you want to improve your performance, you might pick up on those reins and you might be very, very surprised how fast he goes backwards. But you're not using your hands to stop him. You're using your intentions and your body. Forward. All 4 feet need to be going the same speed or he's not going forward. He's building anxiety by going around there sideways trying to defend himself. I'm thinking go. I'm using my legs to go forward, not my hands. He's not going forward yet. This would probably account for a lot of his spinning. He doesn't know that he's supposed to go forward off your legs until he does. There it is. Now I want to think stop. That's a perfect example of him reading my intentions. You could see how this could be quiet. You could see how this could be soft. You could also see how this could be relaxing to him. Big breath, rub his jaw. But you see how I pushed his shoulder away? He didn't swing his hindquarters that time, but he thinks he's supposed to back up. He don't get petted till my shoulder's on his neck.
Okay.
No more. There. That's how Mom talked to him. He'll remember. Forward. I didn't have to kick him. If you don't have to kick him to go, don't kick him. If they're doing what you ask them to do, or trying, quit asking them. Let them do it. Don't just nag them. Now I want him to stop. I'm going to use my legs to reinforce that thought. This is my legs. He has no depth perception. You can see where if I was using my legs to try to help me, he would just build speed and run off. Because he's overreacting right now. I'm looking right where my legs go. and I'm thinking stop. I didn't want him to yield his hindquarters. I'm going to step his shoulder over and then pet him. This is a vulnerable posture. I can gut him, I can take a leg, I can take an eye. That's why they face up, is to defend themselves. Forward, I'm thinking forward. My legs mean nothing. Oh, there was a try. I'm thinking forward. My whole body is committed to the thought going forward. He's going sideways. It's not forward. There's forward. Now I'm going to change my mind to stop. Reinforce that with my leg. Same tool that made him move made him stop. The only difference was my thought. Let that sink in for just a second. We'll let his mind rest. While I have a drink of coffee. Do you have any questions up to this point?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. No,
You?
this is
Having him stop when you lift the rein and you don't, I understand, and then you don't look at his rear, you just lift the rein and he stops.
Change your, continue your question, but change your terminology.
Okay.
When you lift that rein, you're not asking him to stop. You're asking him to yield his inside hind leg.
Okay. Okay.
Did that make a difference in your question?
Yes.
Because I'm not, if I was to just pick up, but my intentions were inside hind leg, all I'm doing is following him. I'm not driving this body part away. I don't want any of these body parts to be afraid of me. I want the whole horse to draw to me, if you will. When you add a physical aid, you're 100% correct to do it if your thought wasn't enough to get it done. Think before you do. If you think before you do, it ceases to make him be worried. But it's really easy for humans to go, get over that way. What were you thinking? You were thinking, get over that way. Well, hell, that surprised him.
Mm-hmm.
If you'll watch this video, I'm telling you what I'm going to do next. If I'm by myself, I just think that. And pretty quick, you got a bridle horse that you can roll cigarettes on while they're spinning. And I grew up in a culture where that happened. And it happened a lot. Just to put a kid in his place. Every time he drops his head, he's relaxed. If his pole is above his withers, you better be thinking with this horse, with the history that you've described to me, when this head's above that withers, you are already late on reading his intentions.
Yeah.
When do you stop a horse from running away with you? When that ear goes wherever he's going.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's already too late,
Right.
because his brain said, better look over there. Now you waited. Now his whole head looks over there, and you still haven't done anything. Maybe you kick him in the belly, and he goes, yep, woo, that scared me. How about when he stays between your hands, you reward that.
Yeah.
When your hands are here, and he goes like that, you should have had these fingers closed. And he bumped into that bit, and he came back, and you opened your fingers. That's one thing about, I have a lot of dressage friends and stuff, and they're really good about holding that face between their hands. Some of those 12-year-old girls can bench press 150 pounds too. They shake your hand and it hurts. Lots of this. Now I'm standing here. He's looking at me, 100% focused on me, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Legs. He searched and he found the answer. Now I'm going to change my mind to stop again. Comfort. That horse won't run off and leave you. The other one will.
Yeah.
Right jaw, left front foot. He moved it. Quit pulling him. Legs. He hooked the turn to forward motion. I'm going to change my mind to stop. I'm going to pet him. I'm going to rub his jaw. I'm going to put my finger in his mouth. When that tongue comes to life, I'll take it out. Can I draw him to me? He gets rewarded for that, but you see how he's reluctant to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
He's used to being pulled over there and forced to pay attention to me. How about this? He's on alert. I got his attention. He gets to choose. He looked away. Horses can only think of one thing at a time. He looked away. This, he thinks that means do a lot of things. All I wanted him to do was look at me. He overreacted. We go out to the side. He's afraid. He's going away from that pressure. In this situation, I want him to, this is my hand. I'm pulling the snaffle bit or the hackamore this way. That's why we go out to the side when we move the shoulders down here. I'm pulling his face right now, pulling his mind. I'm not reinforcing that with my hand. Until I get his mind engaged, he's not being present. I'm going to tighten this up to help me. There. It can be that light, but when he gets to refinement, you'll be able to stick your hand out there and go like that, and he'll just step over and follow your hand. And can you imagine how light you could be with the snaffle bit or the hackamore if he looked at your hand and followed it over that way? All you have to do is just take slack out, touch him.
Yep.
But if he's focused on me, spooking, he can only think of one thing at a time. So being nervous and worried and spooky, he doesn't have time for that thought because he's being with me. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So before you lose control of him, you've already lost control of his thought. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to drive him. What I'm going to do is reinforce an action, but I'm going to pretend like this is my flag or my legs. Right jaw. I'm touching him already. Ought not to have to pull no harder. Instead of pulling harder and teaching him to be worried about that, how about if I just add my leg? And it's that soft. And look what he's doing. He's walking straight. Left and right means back up. Leaving holes on the tree. He understood that.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go back to doing this again. I'm a tree. He's tied to a tree and there's a plastic bag hanging on a limb. And the wind's raising hell. What's he going to do? Pull back and hurt himself? No, he's going to look at it and relax. I had a horse one time. We was at a horse show. And the people in the trailer next to me dropped a lunch sack. And that lunch sack flew underneath my trailer and up in front of my horse. Nobody got hurt. But that's how quick this kind of stuff can happen. I already took a step forward, I quit. The correct answer to that stimulus was not come to me. It was, chill out, dude. You can feel the pressure, respond correctly to it. And the pressure he was feeling was physical on his pole, but it was also mental and emotional, because this bothered him. Now he's got pull pressure on him. There's only one answer. 1 + 1 is 2. No matter what kind of math you use, that has an absolute answer, just like this question right here. When he learns the parameters, he won't have any reason to spook or be worried. So you have to keep setting him up to win, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm going to try an experiment.
Okay.
Is that big hot?
Yes. Very.
Is that big hot?
No.
Hey, Butch,
Yes?
you want me to turn your phone?
Yeah, just put your hand in front of it and bring it back to the fence. Good, now bring it back.
What do you mean? I don't know what you mean.
It'll track you if you get down below the tracker knob. Yeah, that'll work.
You see you.
These videos are mostly for our benefit anyway.
Absolutely.
Every day, you spend time to love them.
Yeah.
And if you're doing this already, God bless you. But this is going to go a long ways to stop him from being worried about you stepping up there and taking off in this learned reaction. We'll back him up. And have him step forward and over. Ball pressure, jaw pressure. There's only one answer. 1 + 1 is 2. Now I'm not going to hold him. See him quiver when I sit there? Did you notice him quivering?
Yes.
There's a hole. I don't have any tools up here.
Yeah.
I want this body connected to my reins and reading my intentions. No quivers. Remember what I said earlier about horses are really good till you ask them to do something they don't know how to do? Better. See him jump? He hasn't breathed yet. Your first ride. You sit on it. You pick up. You step your shoulder across. Slide off until it cages. You just moved all his body parts. He quivered when I sat on him the first time, back sideways. Second time he didn't. There was another time that he quivered. If you watch the video, you'll see it. Here's a good rule of thumb. Almost will get you killed. Okay? Everything we've done slow, really slow. I want him to succeed. Forward. I'm going to change directions. Bring your shoulder across. If he wants to walk, I'm going to let him walk. A monkey with a stick is not going to go fast. It takes a horseman, a horsewoman, to get him to relax. Left jaw, right front foot. I used my leg to help me because he spun his hindquarters. Now we're going to try to do it different. Pull pressure made him back up a step. Get that better. Changed my mind to stop. He remembered. That fast.
Yeah.
I want him to step forward and over. Just like that. See him pivot?
Yeah.
Todo bien, man. I'm going to change my mind to stop. We'll wait for him. He's saying, hey, dude, I know what you want, I just can't do it. There it is. As long as you're thinking before you do, now he thinks if I lift up the flag, he has to yield his hindquarters. You can teach him anything you want. I want him to stop, just like I did with my legs, with my body right there. Somebody's taught him to side pass tools.
He's taught to, I use the mounting block a lot.
Uh-huh.
He's taught to come over with that.
And that's all good as long as you taught this first. Get away from me. A perfect example of that is squishing you in the horse trailer.
Yeah.
All you ever did was teach him to come to you. Now you want to shut the divider, so you reach up there and he pushes it over and squishes you. You want to teach him to yield to you and not be afraid. There. See him leg yielding? That's what I'm thinking now. I'm thinking leg yield. That's a lead change all day long.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to do the same thing that you were doing, but I'm not going to use this tool. I'm looking for his right hind foot. There. I don't want to use this tool to drive that hip away. I want to use my intentions to bring the whole horse to me. I'm pulling straight down. We'll wait for him. He's learning how to do a different thing, or the same thing he knows how, but a different way that will help you when you ride. I usually do this with the fence until they get it figured out. He's searching. He's searching. He's got nose pressure and pull pressure and jaw pressure on him at the same time. My intentions are right hind leg. I'm concentrating on his right hind leg. If I have to bend him, I will, but I'm going to resist the urge to drive his butt over to me. If I had a step-up box right here, he'd just come to the step-up box. Almost. All I'm doing is hanging in here. All of these answers are wrong. Every answer he strikes has been wrong. Almost. Right there. Pretty quick when I stand here like this and pull down, he'll step over to me. Rubbing. Reward the try. But you see how I didn't go up above him and drive that hip over? Because I want to be able to do this while I'm riding him. And I don't want him afraid of it. I don't want that.
You don't want that, okay.
Unless I don't want that to be how he was taught. You could do that, but it's a poor way to teach him. Because now you have to use your reins and your legs to drive a body part away from the pressure. What I want him to do is read my intentions, like that. My intentions are, my cell phone's on the ground right there. I want you to step away from that, please. And I'm over here. I'm not going to run over there and scare him and have him step on my cell phone. What I'm going to do is say, hey, dude, my intentions are you to step over here. And we'll wait for him to figure it out. There. Let him know he did good. Now, if you want to add this, after you get this, you can add it. But if you don't ride with a flag in your hand, pretty hard to teach a step-up box if you're getting ready to ride him and you have to throw your flag down when you get up there. Just teach him to come up to the box, but teach him to come up to you. Right there. Give him the cat. So we're drawing him instead of driving him. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because I still want to be able to go over here and pet him.
And not have him
And not have him do that.
Okay. All
All right. I see.
Well, like I said, you reach across his back in the horse trailer and he might squish you. Or something else.
Or somebody else.
Or you might reach across his back to get the mail out of the mailbox and have him knock you down. How about just, hey dude, I'm thinking, come to me. Can you? No, wrong answer. Wrong answer. I'm just irritating him. I'm just irritating him. And there it is. And pretty quick, your intentions, because you're going to start thinking before you do, right? And you're thinking, I want you to drop your head. Now you change your mind, I want you to side pass to me. Your intentions are everything. You're not just going to hit her without her knowing why.
Oh, absolutely.
You're not going to. And you're not going to expect this horse to know how to do something that it hasn't been shown. Now my intentions are, hey, you need to side pass to me, dude. And I'm going to pet him.
Yeah, wonderful.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hopefully I've proven to you two things today. You haven't done anything wrong.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Good. Good.
But there's things that you could do that you didn't know existed.
Absolutely.
To improve the quality of this horse's life, number one, think before you do and reinforce your thoughts, not your actions.
Yeah.
Because she's already proven you can pull on her and she won't change. You can pull on her and she'll get wilder and wilder and wilder. How about if you had some things in place where you could just go, that's enough,
Yeah.
and then add your body?
Absolutely.
Will it take time? Yes.
Yeah.
I'm 71, and I've been working at this. I was my dad's crash dummy when I was 11.
Oh, okay.
He would pony me out on a green colt, hand me the lead rope, and I'd follow his horse back to the house. First ride.
Yeah.
I started doing that when I was 11. For a long time, I wanted to be the character in a Will James novel. I outgrew that. I outlived that. And I went back to working with them, trying to figure out how to be part of their thought process. And every horse is different. The next horse you get, you might have to beat it almost to death to get it to untrack. Totally different horse. Treat it different. This horse, he's crying out for, I need a leader, man. And I don't need a leader who's complicated. I just need a leader that thinks before they do, and they reward me for trying. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That will change everything. That will change everything. And before, you can do all this with the saddle on too.
Yeah.
But before you ever leave that fence, that horse better be standing quiet, relaxed. Then you pick up, move that hip over, the fence is still holding him. Just enough to get that done. Then step that shoulder across. Soon as they do, quit. Rub them on the neck and step off. If you want him to be good 30 minutes into the ride, give him a good 1 minute. Give him a good 2 minutes. Give him a good 3 minutes. You know how you get a horse to go up to the Frank church? You ride him outside the round pen 1 step and step off. Tomorrow it's 2 steps. It's called a 3-stride trail ride. I didn't invent it. That's something from Warwick Schiller.
Okay.
But it makes sense.
Yeah.
You want to take your horse up there on the butte? You ought to be able to ride him around in the yard before you do that.
Absolutely.
And there's people that are going to say, well, my yard's scary. There's stuff in it. That's not.
Right.
I mean, unless you're getting ponied. But if you want to go for a ride out there, perfect. It's called a timeline. I'm going to draw a line here and a line here. There's an hour between catching them and turning them loose. In the beginning, I'm just picking numbers out of my butt. 50 minutes of groundwork, 10 minutes of riding. By the end of the week, 10 minutes of groundwork, 50 minutes of riding. And end every groundwork session with you sitting above him. That should be the best part of his day.
Yeah.
I want him thinking, they're going to the fence. Yes!
Yeah.
And go over there and eat a peanut butter sandwich while he's standing there, petting on him and loving on him.
Yeah.
You see how that could change how he views things.
Makes sense.
Because you've tried it the other way and it ain't working.
Right.
This ain't the way I would do every horse, but this is the way I would do this horse.
Yeah.
When you're riding him, just like on the ground, when his ear goes somewhere else, that's when you get it back. Not when he's spinning out of control or running backwards, scaring you to death. You catch those things quicker.
Yeah.
And when he does something wrong, help him do something right so you can pet the hell out of him.
Yeah.
So instead of getting in trouble for doing something wrong, he got rewarded for doing something right. I'm going to show you that one time, then I'm going to shut the video off. That's incorrect. But he's not in trouble. But when he stood still, I petted him.
Yeah.
He did not get pulled on for wiggling around.
Yeah.
He got rewarded for standing still.
Absolutely.
That will change your whole program.
Yeah.
And thank you for letting me touch him.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
It's he's going to be a good one.
He's a sweet boy. Sweet boy.
Remember though, the quickest way to ruin a good colt is to treat him like he's a good colt.
Yeah.
They got to earn their scratches.
Yeah.
This is why I don't have 1 million followers. The statement I'm going to make now. Somebody has to run the outfit. Somebody has to be in charge. And you have to get as big as a grizzly bear. As long as you started quiet as a mouse,
Yeah.
and got to as big as a grizzly bear,
Yeah.
I got your back. I'll defend you anywhere, anytime.
Yeah.
But if all you do is go from 0 to Mach 1,
Yeah.
we'll have a discussion, but there won't be no witnesses. Because that's not right.
No. Not at all.
And they have a brain and a central nervous system. You see how he was looking away? I fixed him before I said anything about it to you guys.
Yeah.
How did I know he was looking away? My hand told me.
Yeah.
No different than if you were riding. You could be talking about flowers or something you've seen on TV, and this hand feels so tight, he's looking that way.
Right.
This hand feels tight, he's looking that way. How about putting back between your hands and then go back talking about your TV show?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
simple deal.
Yeah.
That's avoidance. You'll know you got somewhere when that don't happen. That happens.
Yeah.
That's an indicator, thermometer, temperature gauge, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Here you go. Thank you, guys.
Can I get a picture real quick?
Well, absolutely, you can get a picture. All of this. She's doing all the work. I just showed up to make a bunch of noise.
Get Bo in there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I seriously, I can't even really talk about this stuff.
Oh, you're welcome. go.
Absolutely.
And you're gonna be a part of the process.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. I take lessons forever, and I want to take lessons, you know, with
So,
both.
What's your
That's
name
why it's
again?
you.
Michelle. So here's how the lessons work at my facility. Michelle has some things that she can do with this horse. You need to be doing those the way she's doing them. And as she builds this horse up, you will be able to keep up with this horse, because here's a fact. She gets this horse where that little girl could ride it. That don't mean you can.
Right.
Because she feels different than you do.
Yeah.
And as your mindsets become one, your answer to problems will become the same as what this horse has been getting exposed to.
Yeah.
Tom Dorrance' book, True Unity, Ray Hunt's book, Think Harmony with Horses. On Amazon, the best money you'll ever spend. It's almost too late in the year, but start reading it. The reason I say it's almost too late in the year is because that book should be read in the wintertime between morning chores and evening chores, and it's too cold to go outside, and you're focused. My wife went in for knee surgery 5-6 years ago, so I took Tom's book with me. I was going to reread it. She was done and in recovery, and I'm still on page 1, and I've read that book 50 times. It's just like the Bible. You'll see things you've never seen before when you're ready to see them. But you're doing good work out here now.
Thank you. We do our best.
If you're getting anything out of these videos and you're watching them on YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Equine Kindergarten, and hit like and share, please. Don't cost nothing. It really helps me out. If you're watching them on Facebook, follow me on Facebook, Butch Mowdy, and hit like and share. If you want to subscribe to my Facebook channel, I put 2 or 3 videos a month on there that I don't post anywhere else, for subscribers only. And if you subscribe to that, you will also be able to talk to me on the phone anytime you want to, and send me videos anytime you want to. It'll cost you about half the price of a cup of Dutch Bros coffee. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. Bye.